Well, good evening, YouTube. Wanted to record a quick video just about something that I had noticed in the news in the last day or so in the wake of Irma, especially Hurricane Irma. Saw something that kind of got my attention, and that was articles about Walmart stores in the southeast in areas that were affected by Irma having to deal with huge numbers of returns. People basically bringing back everything that they had snatched up to prepare for Irma. Gas cans, flashlights, batteries, coolers. I can't remember some of the other items that they said were big returns, but it just amazes me. I think, what? Two things go through my mind. First of all, I think, okay, why do they take this stuff back, especially when they live in the area they live in, where they know they're going to need this stuff again? There will be more storms. There will be more hurricanes. There will be SHTF very soon. But then I think, okay, I know the situation we're all in. I know what's going on in America and in the world right now, and times are tough. Money's tight. People need every dime they can get, and I know that's probably why some of them did it. They probably were strapped for cash to go out and actually get those things that they needed to get last minute. They were not able financially to prepare, or so they thought, and so they had to be able to put food on the table again, and so they had to stop and take those things back, and I can understand that to some extent. But I would say to you, how can you afford not to prepare? How can you let any more time pass without doing something to get yourself and your family ready for what we all know is coming? While you've been distracted by the two hurricanes, in case you haven't noticed, the U.S. national debt has now reached $20 trillion with a T, $20 trillion. You can only kick that can down the road so far, folks. And that can has been kicked, and it's been kicked, and it's been kicked, and the road has run out. And there's a cliff at the end of that road. And it's coming soon. And it won't be long until that comes home to roost. And you think things are nuts now, you just wait and see what happens. Whether the dollar collapses first because of China causing that, or whether stock market tanks first and that causes it. There's a myriad of different scenarios that could trigger the economic collapse, which I still feel in my heart is what's going to bring on the SHTF for America. I think it will be started by potentially economic collapse. And housing market is way overinflated at the moment. That's going to bust soon again, like it's done before. Stock market is way overinflated at the moment, artificially jacked up there. It's all going to come crashing down, folks. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a house of cards. And when it happens, if you're my age, you're in your 40s or whatever, and ask your grandparents about what it was like to go through the Great Depression the first time. And notice I said the first time, because Great Depression 2.0 is soon to come. So if you did go out and prepare for an event, whether some of you that may watch this may see this from down in the southeast, if you bought stuff for Irma, or you bought stuff for Harvey if you were in Texas, and you took that stuff back, I hope and pray that you'll re-examine your motives and your priorities in your life, and you'll get some things back. And it doesn't have to be expensive stuff. Rice and beans are cheap, folks. Rice and beans are cheap, especially if you buy them in bulk at places like Sam's. Load up on the basics and at least get started on this stuff, because those of us who have prepared don't have enough to take care of you too. Why is it that you think that most preppers and most survivalists start out with stocking food and water, and the next thing they stock up on is guns and ammo? That guns and ammo stuff is to protect the supplies that they have. They don't have enough to go around, and they know when you get desperate because you didn't prepare, you may come knocking. That knock will get answered, and you may be staring down the end of a shotgun or an AR-15, because that's just what people are going to be forced to do when times get tough, folks, and that's all there is to it. And you do the same thing for your kids and your family. So don't cause yourself to be in that situation. Don't cause yourself to be that idiot that's out begging for stuff or trying to break into other people's houses or looting or whatever it is you're going to be forced to do. Get your stuff together now. Money that you're wasting on frivolous things that you don't need, on a car that's 10 years newer than it needs to be, on a house that's 5 times fancier and larger than it needs to be, on your 45th tattoo, on this and that and the other. If you got the extra money for that stuff, that's great. Do those things. But get your preparedness stuff done first. Make that a priority. Once you've got the preparedness stuff done, awesome. I would suggest then to top things off, was my advice, but you got to start, folks. There's not much time left, mark my words. We're getting close to something big, and we all know it. Some of you just choose to ignore that fact because it's too painful to think about. All right, I care about you, and I want you to get these things together. And I hope that you can get some start on it at least. Watch other channels besides this one. Watch Viking Preparedness. And watch some of the other guys and get more ideas. I'm going to try to crank out as many videos as fast as I can, because I know there's a lot of information I want to impart, and do it as fast as I can, because we all know how short time is. But until then, we'll see you next time, folks. As always, I ask you, are you ready?